Hey, hope you're doing fine. This is Eva and you're watching The Casual Bit. So we all know that USA did airstrike on Baghdad airport, which is in Iraq, as Baghdad is the capital of Iraq. And there it killed Qasem Soleimani, who was the major general of Iran's Quds force. Now, if you're thinking what is Quds force or why USA killed Qasem Soleimani and why Qasem Soleimani was at the first place in Iraq, moreover, what are the repercussions, as many people are saying that this is certainly a call for World War III. So is it really so? Well, there is a lot to talk about it. Without wasting much time, let's get into it. If you keep an interest or following Iran-USA relation, then you would know that the killing of Qasem Soleimani is tragic, isn't it? Like I said, that he was the major general of Quds force, which is one of the branches of Iranian Revolutionary Guard. Like every country has their military, army, naval, air force. So Iran has massive military, and apart from that, they also have Iranian Revolutionary Guard, which has, certain branches. So Quds force is one of the branches. So Qasem Soleimani was the person who, extended the influence of Iran in Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Afghanistan. Well, as many of my videos you would have seen, I talked about protests around the world. So yes, in Iraq also there is this protest going on because people are not satisfied with their government. It is corrupted and there is unemployment. Moreover, there is also anti-Iranian sentiments. Yes, anti-Iranian. Why? Because Iraqis believe that there is a lot of indulgence of Iran. They are, gradually taking a strong hold in Iraq. Apart from anti-Iranian sentiments, they also have anti-American sentiments. Yes. Why? Well, in 2003, when America invaded Iraq and toppled the government of Sunni dictator Saddam Hussein, so they still believe that it is because of that Iraq is facing downfall. So cutting short, basically why Qasem Soleimani was there. So since protest is going on, right? So in order to remove that anti-Iranian sentiment and increase anti-American sentiment, in short, in order to change the narrative of Iraqis in the favor of Iran, Qasem Soleimani was there and talked some of the Iraqis. And as we were following, on 27 December 2019, there was this attack in North Iraq in which one American personnel was killed. And to retaliate it, what Americans did? Well, on 29 December, they did the airstrike and killed many Iraqis. But that was not all. That was not sufficient for people, both the sides. So on 31st January 2019 and coming towards 1st January 2020, there was this massive demonstration and protest where Iraqis and Iranians were together at US Embassy in Iraq and, broke windows. They had many casualties and also harmed many American personnel. So obviously, in order to retaliate, America has to do something. So what they did, they made an airstrike on 3rd January and killed Qasem Soleimani plus Abu Mahdi, who is from, Iraqi militia. Now to your point, why did they kill Qasem Soleimani? Well, if you remember, like few months back, America basically declared Iranian Revolutionary Guard as terrorist organization. Yes, they have this power. They can just declare anybody terrorist, so they did so. So in the eyes of American, Qasem Soleimani was a terrorist and they did no bad. Now getting a little bit back in time, not so much, but 2015 when Obama administration made a deal with Iran. Yes, you got it right. It was Iran nuclear deal when Americans said, okay, you just have your business, we'll lift off the sanctions, but on a promise that you will not work on your nuclear program. You will not develop a nuclear weapon. So they were like, okay, fine. So everything was going normal until Trump came on in, and in 2017, he withdrew from the deal and put sanctions again. And since then, there was a series of unfortunate events that was taking place. You must have heard about tank warfare, and then Iran bringing down US drones, and then US capturing Iran's vessels or the ships. And finally, there was this Iran attack in Saudi's oil facility recently in September when oil prices went high. So, these were the series of unfortunate events that took place after USA withdrew from the Iran deal, imposed sanctions, and in fact asked many countries not to do trade with Iran. And in this way, Iran was completely isolated. Its economy crippled, inflation 40%, unemployment, higher prices. So Iran is certainly doomed, and that's because of America. But cutting short, let's talk about the repercussions. Like Iran has already warned USA now, just ready for the harsh retaliation. So at number one, what if Iran block the Strait of Hormuz? Like you're seeing in the picture, this is the Strait of Hormuz, which is dividing the Oman Gulf and the Persian Gulf. This is the major point where around 80% of the oil transport take place. It is believed that from the Strait of Hormuz there is this billion-dollar trade every day. So you can understand, if Iran blocks this, which by the way Iran holds the power to block it. It has great submarines and it has great naval bases, and if Iran does so, we all know that oil prices will go high and whole world would have to face the impact, isn't it? Now coming towards the second probable repercussion is Iran might accelerate its nuclear program. Like there is this one whole video of mine dedicated to Iran-USA nuclear deal. But as of now, Iran certainly would go to accelerate its nuclear program and would go on to making nuclear weapon, which obviously is a threat to USA and its allies, Israel and Saudi Arabia. Moreover, it's giving signal to the countries which are potentially nuclear power, for example, North Korea. Now coming towards the third repercussion is pathetic Iraq. Well, Iraq is going to be, or in fact it is, the proxy war zone area for Iran-Turkey, Iran-Saudi Arabia, and now Iran-USA. So, it's just like grab a piece of land, do whatever bloody shit you want to do, and at the end of the day, it's about who is going to flag the region first and have the dominance. Now coming towards the fourth repercussion, towards India. Well, in 2017 we inaugurated this Chabahar port in Iran, which holds a great importance. We just do not have to depend on Pakistan every time to transport or to do trade with Afghanistan and Iran. So it is from that sea route we can do trade with Afghanistan, Iran, and then Middle East. So it is of great importance. But if Iran gets into war, then it is going to create problem. Now, fifth repercussion is involvement of Russia and China. You know that Russia and China has a massive investment in Iran region. They've always been helpful towards Iran. So if Russia and China gets into the scene, then what America would do? I mean, this would be very interesting to see. Well, I should not say interesting, but yes, when these world power would come together, I do not know what's gonna go happen. Well, repercussions could be massive. Remember in 1941 when Hitler attacked Russia, and there we go, the starting of World War II. So I think this is also one of the mistakes that Trump made. Anyway, but there is this one thing, it was in 1998 when Bill Clinton conducted such kind of airstrike on Iraq while his impeachment was underway, and as of now we know that Trump has been impeached, but hearing in Senate is still pending. So similarly, Trump did the very same, isn't it? Moreover, USA elections are quite near, November 2020, and Trump would certainly not want higher oil prices this time of the year. But he has already almost waged a war with Iran. Now, what are going to be repercussions? Like I told you, there are potential repercussions out of whatever I perceived and observed, though there is a lot more, whatever happens inside, whatever we are being told. It's just a game of deception, so one can never be sure. Sometimes it's about holding the power of production of oil, other time it's just about, helping or benefiting your lobby, or other time it's about making up your vote bank, appeasing your vote bank, or the other time it is about power and dominance. Like, Iran is looking for its expansion of influence in Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Afghanistan. At the same time, like I told you, America is also thinking to have a regime change in Iran before they do anything. So in a way, take hold of Iraq and Iran together. And in this way, the USA will protect the interest of Israel and Saudi Arabia. Well, I know it's getting complicated, so I won't say anything much. But if you have something to ask, just let me know in the comment section below. And what are your opinions on this very issue? What do you think would be the probable outcomes of this airstrike? Just let me know in the comment section below. Until next time, stay woke.